On a stormy summer night in July 1856, dark clouds covered the sky above a small village called Smiljan. Lightning flashed across the mountains. Thunder echoed through the valleys. The storm was so powerful that many villagers could not sleep. They watched from their windows as rain poured over the countryside. Inside a small house, a woman was about to give birth. The storm continued outside. Each flash of lightning illuminated the room. Some people believed children born during violent storms would live difficult lives. Others believed such births were signs of destiny. No one knew which would be true. As midnight approached, a baby boy entered the world. According to a famous story, a midwife looked at the storm and said, "The child would belong to darkness," but his mother disagreed. She calmly replied, "No, he will be a child of light." The boy's name was Nikola Tesla. Nikola grew up in a peaceful rural community. The village was small, the roads were narrow. Farmers worked the fields every day. Life moved slowly. Yet while the world around him seemed ordinary, Nikola's mind was anything but ordinary. His father, Nikola Tesla, was a respected priest. He hoped Nikola would follow the same path. He believed his son would become a religious leader one day. Nikola respected his father, but his interests were already moving in a different direction. His mother, Nikola Tesla, had never attended school, yet she possessed remarkable intelligence. She constantly created tools to make daily life easier. She repaired objects. She invented simple machines. Nikola watched her carefully. Years later, he would say she inspired much of his creativity. As a child, Nikola displayed unusual abilities. He could memorize long passages after hearing them only once. He noticed tiny details that others missed. He remembered conversations, numbers, and images with incredible accuracy. People around him often felt surprised by his memory. His imagination was even more extraordinary. When someone described an object, Nikola could see it clearly inside his mind. The image appeared almost real. He could rotate it, examine it, change it. This ability would later become one of his greatest strengths. While other children enjoyed simple games, Nikola became fascinated by nature. He watched rivers flow. He observed insects. He studied the movement of wind and water. Every part of the natural world seemed connected to hidden forces. He wanted to understand them. Questions filled his mind every day. Why did lightning appear? How did energy move? Could machines become more powerful? Could the world work differently? His curiosity never seemed to rest. Teachers quickly realized they were teaching a very unusual student. Nikola learned rapidly. Mathematics felt natural to him. Science excited him. He often completed difficult calculations mentally before others could even begin. Sometimes his abilities created problems. People occasionally believed he was cheating because his answers appeared too quickly. They could not understand how his mind worked. Nikola often felt misunderstood, but he continued learning. As he grew older, his obsession with knowledge intensified. He read constantly. He studied late into the night. He pushed himself harder than most students. Success became important to him. So did discovery. Then disaster struck. While still young, Nikola became seriously ill. The sickness weakened him. Weeks passed, then months. His family feared the worst. At times, recovery seemed impossible. His father stayed beside him, watching, waiting, praying. The future suddenly felt uncertain. The brilliant young student who dreamed of changing the world now struggled simply to survive. During one difficult moment, his father made a promise. "If you recover, I will let you study engineering." The words gave Nikola hope. For years, he had dreamed of becoming an engineer. Now that dream seemed possible. Tesla fought through the illness with extraordinary determination. Slowly, his strength returned. Day after day, he improved. Eventually, he recovered. The experience changed him forever. Life suddenly felt precious. Soon, he entered engineering school. For Nikola, it felt like entering a new world. Every lesson opened new possibilities. Every discovery created new questions. He absorbed information rapidly. One subject fascinated him above all others: electricity. At the time, electricity remained mysterious. Many scientists were exploring it, yet much remained unknown. Tesla sensed enormous potential. He spent countless hours studying electrical machines. The more he learned, the more dissatisfied he became. Existing systems seemed inefficient. He believed there had to be a better solution. Others accepted limitations. Tesla did not. Most electrical systems relied on direct current. Electricity flowed in one direction. The system worked. But transmitting power over long distances remained difficult. Tesla saw the problem clearly. The challenge stayed in his mind. Even when he walked outside, even when he rested, even when he tried to focus on other things, the question refused to disappear. Then one day, inspiration arrived. While walking and thinking, he imagined a completely different system. Electricity could move back and forth, instead of flowing in only one direction. The idea appeared suddenly, almost like a vision. Tesla immediately understood its importance. Alternating current, AC, it could travel farther. It could power entire cities. It could transform modern civilization. The future flashed before his eyes. But having a brilliant idea was only the beginning. To change the world, Tesla needed opportunity. He needed investors. He needed resources. Most importantly, he needed a place where innovation could grow. Soon, he would make a decision that changed history. He would leave Europe behind and sail toward America. In 1884, Nikola Tesla arrived in New York City. The journey across the Atlantic Ocean had been long and difficult. When he stepped onto American soil, he carried very little money. His luggage was small. His possessions were few. But inside his mind were ideas that could change the world. New York amazed him. The city seemed alive at every hour. Crowded streets stretched in every direction. Factories worked day and night. Businesses expanded rapidly. America felt different from Europe. Everything appeared larger, faster, and more ambitious. Crowded streets stretched in every direction. The letter was addressed to one of the most famous inventors in the world. His name was Thomas Edison. At the time, Edison was already a celebrity. Many people viewed him as the future of electricity. Tesla soon began working for Edison. At first, he felt excited. Both men were inventors. Both believed technology could improve society. Tesla hoped they would accomplish great things together. For a short time, that seemed possible. But the two men were very different. Edison preferred practical solutions. He relied heavily on experimentation. Tesla preferred theory and design. He often solved problems in his mind before touching a machine. Their personalities frequently clashed. The greatest disagreement involved electricity itself. Edison supported direct current, or DC. His entire business depended on it. Tesla believed alternating current, or AC, was far superior. The difference would soon divide them. Eventually, Tesla left Edison's company. The decision was risky. He had little money, few connections, and no guarantee of success. Yet he refused to abandon his ideas. He believed too strongly in them. The following months were difficult. Tesla struggled financially. At times, he worked manual labor jobs simply to survive. The brilliant engineer who dreamed of changing civilization spent long days digging ditches. Many people would have surrendered. Tesla did not. Even during hard times, he continued thinking about electricity. Every challenge strengthened his determination. He remained convinced that alternating current represented the future. The world simply had not realized it yet. Eventually, investors became interested in his ideas. Tesla finally received an opportunity to build and demonstrate his inventions. The results impressed many observers. Machines operated more efficiently. Power traveled greater distances. The possibilities seemed endless. One businessman paid especially close attention. His name was George Westinghouse. Unlike many others, Westinghouse immediately recognized the value of Tesla's work. He saw not only an invention, he saw an entire electrical future. Westinghouse decided to support Tesla. The partnership changed everything. For the first time, Tesla had the resources needed to develop his system properly. His ideas moved from imagination into reality. Soon, a fierce competition began. Newspapers called it the War of Currents. On one side stood Edison and direct current. On the other stood Tesla and alternating current. The battle would determine how the modern world received electricity. The competition became intense. Supporters on both sides made bold claims. Arguments filled newspapers. Public demonstrations attracted large crowds. People everywhere debated which system was better. The future remained uncertain. Tesla focused on evidence. He demonstrated how alternating current could travel much farther than direct current. It required fewer power stations. It could serve larger areas. The advantages became increasingly difficult to ignore. Then came a major opportunity. The city of Chicago planned a huge international exhibition. Millions of visitors would attend. The event needed electrical power on a massive scale. Winning the contract would be a historic achievement. Tesla and Westinghouse won. Their alternating current system illuminated the exhibition. Visitors were amazed. Thousands of electric lights transformed the night. The display demonstrated the power of Tesla's vision. The world took notice. An even greater challenge soon appeared. Niagara Falls, the enormous waterfall, represented one of nature's greatest sources of energy. Engineers dreamed of turning its power into electricity. Many believed it was impossible. Tesla disagreed. Using alternating current, the project became reality. Electricity generated at Niagara Falls traveled long distances successfully. The achievement amazed engineers around the world. Tesla's ideas had proven themselves. The war of currents was effectively over. At this point, many inventors would have celebrated their success. Tesla moved on to new dreams. His imagination constantly searched for the next possibility. He rarely remained satisfied for long. The future always called to him. Tesla became fascinated by wireless technology. He imagined a world connected through invisible signals. He believed information could travel without wires. Many people considered the idea unrealistic. Some even laughed at him. Yet Tesla continued experimenting. He built laboratories. He conducted demonstrations. He explored technologies that seemed decades ahead of their time. Some of his ideas would later influence radio, remote control systems, and wireless communication. One of his most ambitious projects was the Wardenclyffe Tower. Tesla hoped it would transmit information and energy across great distances. The vision was extraordinary, but the project required enormous funding. Unfortunately, financial support disappeared. Construction stopped. The dream remained unfinished. For Tesla, the disappointment was painful. He believed the tower could have transformed the world. As the years passed, Tesla became increasingly isolated. New inventors received attention. Businesses focused on profits. Meanwhile, Tesla continued dreaming about the future. Though many of his projects failed commercially, his ideas survived. Today, electricity powers cities across the globe. Wireless communication connects billions of people. Many technologies that define modern life can be traced back to concepts Tesla imagined long before the world was ready. The boy born during a storm never stopped chasing the future, and in many ways, he helped create it.